As a kid, Shelly and her two twin friends, Ed and Raph, often played together and hid puzzles in her house. 10 years later, when they reunited and uncovered one of the puzzles, the answers led them to a place which shouldn't have existed. Welcome to Piece by Piece, a collaboration between El.Seth, I believe that's how I say that, and Tofu Sheets Visual for the Spooktober VN Jam 2020. And this looks interesting. It's character focused. Clearly on the itch.io page, it's defined. We have our three main characters who are voice acted. We have two endings, a puzzle, which is even better, and a whole bunch of classical music, which might get demonetized, but that's okay. On that note, let us begin. Shelly, stay put at home while we go to work, all right?
But I don't want to be alone. Shelly's scared.
You're a big girl now, Shelly. Big girls don't get scared. Be home before you know it. Goodbye, sweetie.
Wait! Mom! Dad! Don't leave me. I guess it's just you and me, Mr. Bunny. You're not going to leave me too, right? Of course you're not. You're my only friend.
Shelly, I'm sorry, my business partner is here, and we're going to be very busy with work stuff. But look, new friends.
Friends?
Uh-huh. You see, my business partner has children too. They're twins, Raphael and Edward. Why don't you all play together for a while?
Oh, I,
All right, have fun, you three.
mm,
Friends to play with. It's a foreign concept. Shelly didn't know how to react. As the two boys approached her, she clutched Mr. Bunny tightly to her chest, her eyes shifting off to the side.
Hi there.
Oh,
Hey, you okay? You're so quiet. Hello?
Edward waves his hand in front of Shelly's face.
Ed, stop that. It's rude. Sorry. Don't mind him. He means no harm. I'm Raphael, and this is my younger brother, Edward. Only by 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Rolling his eyes, Raphael simply ignored him and continued.
What's your name?
I'm Shelly, and this is
She held up her stuffed toy, her one and only friend.
Mr. Bunny.
Mr. Bunny, huh?
Raphael smiled, taking its paw and giving it a gentle shake as if greeting it. Aw.
What? You're talking to a stuffed animal. Ed, stop being...
Eh?
Huh?
Raphael, a bit flustered, scratched the back of his head. Huh? That's a strange
Did I
reaction.
do something funny?
I just didn't expect that. I guess it was kind of funny. But thank you for acknowledging my friend.
Hey, now with us around, you get to have real friends.
What about me, says Mr. Bunny. Took her hand and pulled her from her chair. Edward grinned proudly, pointing to himself.
Come on, let's play.
Yeah, let's play.
The doll fell from her grip, landing onto the floor. That was the day everything changed. A day when Shelly changed from a lonely girl without a place to belong to an adventurous girl, owing it to the twins. that one remained the only significant day that changed her life forever. I love this text box. Oh, hello. The dreamy text box.
Oh, that was a dream? It's been 10 years since I met the twins, hasn't it? As a kid, I didn't have many friends. I frequently changed schools because of my parents' jobs, so making permanent friends was difficult. I'm glad I got to meet those two, though. They were my first real friends. I wonder how Ed and Raph are doing now. I heard they studied abroad.
Shelly stretched her arms in the air, yawning loudly.
Well, no use of thinking about them now. I better get ready quickly. I wouldn't want to miss class. Good morning, Mom, Dad.
Good morning, Shelly. Sit here. We have French toast for breakfast today.
French toast, that's my favorite.
Shelly realized that her father was wearing a formal suit, busy fixing the tie on his neck. Dear, let me help out.
What's the occasion, Dad? Are you having a meeting today?
I have a very important transaction today. I won't be returning until late at night.
Oh, I see.
How are you coping with the new house? Technically, it's not new. We lived here 10 years ago before we leased it and moved out. Do you remember that, Shelly?
Now we're back. Because of, what was it again? The lease is over after 10 years?
No, because the lessee ran away. Haha. Well, technically the truth. They ran away, so the lease is over. Shelly's mother elbowed him. Dear, don't spout nonsense. I was just joking. Yes, the contract is over, and now since no one is interested in renting it, we'll just live here for the time being.
Yeah, I know. I wonder how Raph and Ed are doing, though.
Bang. Her father's spoon slipped from his grasp. Uh-oh. What does that mean?
Dad, are you okay?
Sorry. You know I'm actually meeting their father today for a transaction.
Really?
Yes.
So is Raph and Ed with him?
I don't know.
Oh. It was silly to get my hopes up. We're adults now. They probably have their own lives. I doubt the twins would stick around with their father doing something as boring as a transaction.
After eating a hearty breakfast, Shelly placed her dish in the sink and slung her bag over her shoulder.
Well, I'll be going now. Good luck on your transaction, Dad.
Will do. Take care, honey. Makes sense. Just heading off to college.
Phew, made it in time. I'd better go to the lecture hall. Professor's going to kill me if I'm a minute late.
Shelly entered the building. It was a prestigious university famous for its courses in music. Shelly was a first-year piano major. Her parents have always wanted her to choose a different career path. Perhaps something more lucrative such as medicine or business. Or transactions. However, Shelley's love for classical music was unbeatable. As a child, her parents' continuous absence allowed her to spend more time listening to various pieces composed by many renowned composers. She had so many favorite pieces it was hard to pinpoint just one, though there was no denying she had quite an affinity for waltzes. Music was the only thing that made her loneliness a bit more bearable.
It's finally over. Music theory is so boring. I wish we could just play the piano peacefully without adding any mumbo jumbo.
I feel like it's one of those things that if you get the right teacher, it could be really cool and interesting. But if you don't, then it's just a slog. Endless slog.
I guess I'll practice a bit before going home.
Shelley walked to the practice rooms, peering into each of their frosted panes to see if the room was occupied.
That piece. It sounds familiar.
Oh, yes it does.
Where have I heard it before?
She realized that the music came from a room at the far end of the corridor. Music grew louder as she walked close to the room, and a wave of nostalgia tingled her senses.
I remember now. It's Bach's Air on G sure brings back memories.
Oh?
I wonder who's playing it, though. Maybe I can go and have a little peek.
Play along with them. Piano and violin. Shelly stood at her tiptoes as she peered into the said room. A tall boy with raven black hair was playing the violin. His eyes were closed, his bow strokes natural and seemingly effortless, flowing freely. It was as if he had practiced the piece 1,000 times.
What a beautiful sound. I didn't know that the arrangement could sound this way. I thought it should sound hopeful and perhaps a bit romantic. But he makes it sound so melancholic.
Yeah. It's a good way of putting it. Shelly continued staring at the boy. He seemed to be engrossed in that music, lost in his own trance.
Why does he look so...
familiar?
sad?
Oh, that too. Apparently the door wasn't closed properly, and it caved in all of a sudden. Shelly fell face flat on the floor. Ow. Music stopped abruptly. She looked up to see a pair of cold, emerald eyes glaring back at her.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I mean, yes, I did mean to eavesdrop, but wait, no, I meant... Your performance was excellent. I couldn't help but be drawn into it.
The boy's eyes widened a bit as he saw her face.
You're...
He paused, mumbling something to himself, until he came to a conclusion.
Could it be... Shelly?
Huh? How did you...
The stranger lowered his violin.
I never expected you to be here. Do you remember me? I'm...
Oh! Shelly's phone suddenly rang.
Oh crap, it's my mother! I forgot it's my turn to buy groceries!
Shelly jumped up and quickly ran out of the room. Oh, drat.
Mom's gonna kill me!
Bye, then. The boy now stood all by himself. Took up his violin and bow before sighing loudly.
But is it really okay for me to meet her again?
Oh?
Yes, it was this piece. That guy was playing this piece before. No wonder it seemed familiar. This is one of my favorite pieces when I was a kid.
Ah.
It sure brings back memories. Who was that guy, though? He seems to know me. Maybe he's one of my classmates?
Shelly shook away all thoughts and focused on playing the piano.
Next time I see him, I'll make sure to ask his name.
Yes. He knew you. But suppose it has been 10 years. Suddenly, Shelly heard the sound of the front door swing open.
Huh? I wonder who that could be. Is Dad?
Oops, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Shelly stood up on the piano bench and went to see who had arrived. He should be home in a few minutes. Why don't you sit down? All right.
It's Dad's business partner.
Thought you were doing a transaction, Dad.
Wait, wasn't he also Ed and Raph's father? I definitely recognize him. Huh?
Huh? There was someone else with him, a boy in a long-sleeved green shirt, eyeing everything around him with a look of nostalgia.
Who's that? Wait a minute, isn't he?
Dun dun.
Wait, what's he doing here?
Whilst Shelly was internally panicking, the boy's gaze fell upon her.
So it was you.
What?
You remember, right?
Remember?
Eh.
Can it be? Raph?
He nodded. A sudden feeling of excitement bubbled up inside her stomach.
Oh my gosh, Raph, I've missed you so much! What are you doing here?
Oh.
Ed's here too, right?
Well...
Suddenly, Shelly's vision went completely black. She realized that a pair of hands had covered her eyes.
Guess who?
Oh no. Shelly gasped.
Ed!
You betcha!
Oh,
You didn't think I'd allow
Hooligan.
Raph to come here all by himself without me, did ya?
forever hooligan. Oh. Shelly noticed Raphael didn't look too happy. Oh no.
Raph, what's wrong?
Raph thinks he's too good to talk to me.
Oh no.
That's not it.
Uh
Oh
oh.
no, did something happen between you two?
She momentarily looked at each of them.
Well, whatever it is, you better set those differences aside when you're with me.
That's right. She's gonna put you in the get along shirt.
Let's go back to how it used to be.
Things can't always go back to the way they used to be.
You're not wrong, but it can't hurt to reminisce.
And why not?
Whoa.
Yeah, why not?
Oh no.
Because!
Ralph seethed, holding himself back and looking off to the side.
I'm not feeling too good. I better sit down.
Ralph walked away into the living room, leaving Ed and Shelly alone.
Raph, he looks so pale.
You good, mate? Shelly felt like her heart just broke. Twins used to be so close. What have happened to cause such a rift between them?
Well, never mind that grouch. This house sure brings back memories.
Wow, you still remember?
Of course. It's funny how fate works. To think that we're here in the same house again, after 10 years!
Yeah, I barely recognized you.
Well, I recognize you. After all, even after 10 years, your fashion sense is still the worst. I mean, look at that shirt. It looks like you're still wearing pajamas.
I mean, fair, but do you have to always wear your jacket half on?
What? How dare you? This is my favorite shirt.
Oh.
And bold of you to say that when you can't even wear a jacket properly.
Good. Drag him.
What do you mean? This is fashion, I tell you. Fashion!
The height of fashion.
I have the coolest sense of fashion in the whole wide world!
Cool sense of fashion, my ass.
Oh, Raphael reappeared, seeming to have recovered from his previous bout of sickness.
Why do you have to look all flashy? And what's up with the edges of your hair?
Cool as shit, bro.
It's blood.
Have you always been so morbid?
Can't you take a joke?
No. What's so funny?
You two had me worried for a second.
Worried? About what?
In the end, they
Oh,
haven't
that's
changed.
dummy. It's been 10 years since we met, and the first thing Shell sees is her two friends bickering with each other. I know you're a machine. At least show some sympathy for her poor heart, yeah?
Sorry.
Now that's more like it.
So clearly they had their personality differences, and the said differences have only been exaggerated in the 10 years that have passed.
Hey, I just got an idea. You'll love it.
He paused to build up anticipation. All about anticipation.
Let's explore.
But I live here.
Ed, we're not kids anymore.
Are you kidding me? I'll always be a kid at heart.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
go,
hey.
Shell.
Edward grabbed Shelly's hand and yanked her away.
Hey, don't kidnap me.
Good one.
Yeah.
These two... really.
Some things never change.
Oh, yes. This place brings back memories.
This place is bloody massive.
Do you remember how we used to play hide and seek here?
Ed always hides in the same spot. It's too easy to find him.
I know, right? He always hides under the sofa. I can't believe you still remember that, Raph.
Oh, and remember how we used to jump and dance on the sofa?
Yeah, and we vomited right after.
Yeah, we created such a scene.
Mom gave me a good scolding because of that.
Understandably.
I told the two to stop, but none of you listened.
Yeah, yeah. Makes sense.
Wow, your bedroom really didn't change. It's just how I remembered it.
Wait, what are you two doing in my...
Whoops, beat you to it.
Ed, it's rude to...
You're here too now, Raph. Ignoring their protests, Ed casually waltzed into the room and started looking around.
Hey, Shell. You still have your assortment of Barbie dolls?
My what?
You know, those dolls you always played with. I remember you being picky about the clothes they wear. Which is ironic, because you don't even care about your own clothes.
Shh, quiet, you.
You could have at least made them a bit more dolled up.
Da-dum.
Ed, were you always this overbearing?
Like you should talk. You forced us to play with those dolls. And House, too.
We were playing with Shelly. It was only fair for us to play what she wanted once in a while.
Yeah.
And now, it all makes sense why you were always the mom when we played House.
Hey now.
Excuse me?
Hey, is that Mr. Bunny?
Huh? Oh, yup, that's Mr. Bunny, all right.
In the flesh. Edward grabbed the stuffed rabbit from Shelly's bed.
Man, can't believe you still have him. And in such prime condition, too.
Mr. Bunny drinks the blood of innocence for everlasting life.
That's because she actually took care of her toys.
That too.
Unlike a certain someone.
Hey now. Edward tossed the doll back to Shelly's bed and started moving to her wardrobe.
Ooh, I wonder what's inside.
Hey, no touching my things!
Eh? But it's exploration time.
No exploration in my room! Get out, all of you, out!
Oh. Whoa.
Oh, it's so dusty in here.
What is this?
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Raphael released a muffled sigh, covering his mouth and nose with his hand.
That's why we shouldn't be up here. But no, of course you just had to ignore me.
Attic?
Man, that couch sure has seen better days.
Is it the one we vomited on?
Dra- Two of them laughed, but Raphael didn't find it very amusing.
Hey, you think the candy we stuck between the cushions are still there?
Ooh, let's find out!
Oh dear, I hope not. Edward and Shelly dived excitedly toward the couch. Raphael felt like he was witnessing a nightmare. These fools.
Seriously? You're going to try to find some old candy that...
Yes, actually.
Never mind.
Raph's just jealous because we don't plan to share any of our findings.
Oh my god, Ed, you don't plan on eating it, do you?
Come on. I'm not that stupid.
Yeah, give him more credit.
I was going to eat it. Not really. Raphael sighed heavily, massaging his temples. I don't know with you, boy. And to continue the little treasure hunt, leaving no cushion unturned until...
Huh?
Shelly felt something stuffed behind a pillow.
What's this?
Oh.
A tape recorder?
Edward hovered over Shelly's shoulders, staring in awe.
Whoa. Talk about nostalgia.
Was this mine?
Yeah. You used to listen to these classical mixtapes or whatever on it all the time.
Huh. Yeah, now that you mention it, I do remember. I wonder if they're still around here somewhere.
Hey, Maybe they're around somewhere.
Stop.
Hmm?
Just stop it.
Those lines didn't seem to match up with the dialogue. The two suddenly turned their attention towards Raphael. Eh? Let out a long sigh and shook his head, his face turning pale.
Raph,
You good, mate?
are you alright?
Let's just leave. Those tapes are probably long gone anyway.
You're not fun.
Edward jumped off the torn sofa, grumbling as he followed behind his older twin. Shelly looked at the old recorder she held in her hand.
Old tapes.
Shelly fell face down onto her bed that night.
What a day! I didn't see Ed leave with Raph and their father. He really seemed pissed Raph cut our adventure so short. Oh well, we'll be having lots of adventures again soon. I wonder why they came back, though. I thought they were studying abroad. Perhaps it's because of their father's business?
Perhaps.
No use of thinking of it now. I can just ask Raph tomorrow. After all, we're studying the same university, right?
Shelly closed her eyes, feeling happier than she'd felt in a long time. Surely tomorrow would be just as exciting.
I look for Raph everywhere, but he doesn't seem to be in any practice room. I wonder where he is.
As she turned around the corner, Shelly noticed a commotion in front of one of the halls.
What's going on there?
Wow, did you hear his performance? His vibratos were amazing. I know, right? And his bowing techniques. But did you notice when he plays? He never puts any emotions in it. Ah, yeah, that's true. I've never seen him smile either. That Raphael guy sure impressed the professors. No wonder he's called a violin prodigy.
Raph? Violin prodigy? How come I've never heard of it? But is he really as emotionless as they say? When I saw him playing the other day, he looked anything but emotionless.
The hall's doors opened suddenly, and out came Raphael.
Raph!
Shelly?
Yeah, who's that girl? Does she know him? It's that weirdo from the piano division. The one who comes to class wearing pajamas.
Hey, I can hear you, you know!
Come on. Let's just talk in another place.
Raphael walked away from the crowd of students with Shelly trailing behind him. She tried to ignore the murmurs escaping from the students.
I can't believe it. Raph has made a mark in the music industry while I'm just...
Shelly? What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. Just wondering why you came here. I thought you studied abroad.
My father had some business to do here for a few months, and the university I enrolled in had an exchange program with this one, hence why I'm here.
That means you're returning once the program is over?
I guess so.
Shelly's heart dropped.
Don't look so sad all of a sudden. There's still some time before I leave, and besides, it's not like we're not going to see each other again.
Shelly's face brightened.
You're right, Raph. You sure have a funny way of cheering people up.
I wasn't...
And what about
Intentionally.
Ed? Is he having an exchange program here too?
Or is he just doing whatever? Is he just living his best life? Raphael scratched his head in what seemed like annoyance. Is he just being a buffoon?
Don't know. Don't care.
Fair.
What? What kind of an answer is that? Look, I don't know what happened to you two these past 10 years, but both of you need to man up.
Well,
If there's a problem, then you should solve it quickly.
Not everything is a puzzle, Shelly.
Then tell me, what's up with you two?
Raphael massaged his temples, sighing loudly.
It's complicated.
Tell me!
I can't! and I won't.
Eh?
Seriously? I've never heard of twins not getting along before.
Bit of a feeble remark there, when Raphael simply ignored Shelley's remark. He walked to the sunlight-streamed windowsill and absent-mindedly took up his violin. He started playing a tune. The same tune Shelley heard when she first reunited with him. Shelley watched as Raphael closed his eyes, his bow gliding on the violin strings seamlessly, emanating bitter noises. Notes.
He said he never plays with emotions. Either they have bad eyesight, or he only lets his emotions pour out in this piece. Wait! Stop!
Raphael stopped playing and glanced at her.
Sorry, I must have done it again. I play this piece every time I feel anxious.
Bach? But why? What's so special about it?
So you don't remember, huh?
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 Never mind that.
Raphael lowered his violin.
Wait! I can play that piece too, on the piano. Why don't we play it together, like how we always used to back then?
Very well, then.
Okay. Give me that duet. Raphael positioned his violin on the crook of his neck while Shelley took a seat in front of the piano.
Raph? This piece is supposed to be a tad bit hopeful, at the very least.
Hey, if he's... It's a calming piece for him.
Why do you make it sound so bitter? Does it have something to do with your relationship with Ed? Or perhaps with all the burdens you carry from being called a violin prodigy?
Possibly. It's like he's actually venting his emotions into this piece. Shelley felt her fingers getting heavier and heavier with each key she pressed.
Stop.
Hmm?
It's as if you're drifting. Far, far away. But at the same time, this reminds me of the days we spent together. You, me, and Ed. We were inseparable, weren't we? I really wish that.
Wish that these moments will never end. Lectures were finally finished for the day, and just as Shelley exited the building, she spotted Raphael standing in front of the gates. It seemed like he was waiting for her.
You're going home?
Yeah!
Do you mind if I come with you?
Sure, you don't even need to ask. You'll be staying over a bit, right? I can prepare some snacks.
Sure, I guess.
Alrighty. Shelley smiled brightly. She was so elated. It had been such a long time since she felt this way.
Yay! Raph is coming with me. This is certainly going to be a good day.
You wait here to ruin the mood. There we have it. Why, I called that one. As they approached Shelley's house, they saw a familiar blonde figure with a loose jacket leaning against the front door.
What took you guys so long?
Ed!
Shelley ran at full force, glomping him. That. Catch!
Nice to see you, too.
He pushed her off, inhaling a sharp breath.
Since when did you become so strong?
Strong? No way. You just got weak.
As the two continued in mock banter, Raphael stood a few feet away, saying nothing. Drat.
Huh? Raph, what's wrong? Get over here, you dork.
I was hoping you wouldn't show up.
You know what? I have some things to do.
Before Raphael could turn and walk away, Shelley grabbed his wrist.
No, you stay here. You promised to stay and have some snacks with me.
Get in the get-along shirt.
Yes, you, not him.
Damn, that's cold, bro.
Don't you dare call me that!
Oh no. Momentary silence swept over the scene. Shelley couldn't believe what she was seeing. Her cheeks puffed up in a pout, and she gave Raph's wrist a tighter squeeze.
Stop being so stubborn!
I'm sure he's got a reason.
You stay.
Nice doggy.
Come on, please. At least do this for me.
It's gonna be really awkward, but you have to get through the awkward if you want to get through whatever's happened between them. Raphael couldn't bear to see Shelly so distraught. He released a heavy sigh.
Fine, but only for a snack.
Yay!
Shelly jumped up, pumping her fist in victory.
Oh, you know you'll be staying for much longer than that.
We're not gonna let you leave.
Oh no, that's the last thing you want to hear. That's the last thing he wants to hear.
Damn it. What have I gotten myself into?
Aw, shit. Here we go again.
Snack time!
Shelly set down a plate of cookies and a glass of milk for each of them.
Don't you have anything
Not sweet?
healthier?
Hey, I made these, you eat these.
Yeah, live a little.
I want to keep living. That's the point.
I can.
Cookies won't kill you, Raph.
Raphael sighed. Perhaps he was being a little overbearing.
I guess they do smell pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You cookies once in a while aren't going to kill your diet. That's why they have cheat days. Cheat day, Raph. Took one cookie off the plate and took a bite.
See? Good, huh?
Wasn't denying it.
Hey, I have an idea. Why
Oh,
don't we play hide and
no.
seek?
Woo, I love that game.
I'm gonna hide at my house, and Raphael just leaves.
Ed, are you 5 years old?
You're just jealous because I'm the fun one.
Eh.
Right, Shell?
You're the humdrum one.
Oh, I'm not getting involved in that argument.
Edward leaned forward, whispering into Shelly's ear.
'Cause you know it's me, right?
Shelly snickered.
Fine, I'll play too. Just don't hide in a wardrobe and get sucked into another dimension or something.
Alright, you're it.
What?
Edward already sped off to hide somewhere.
Oh, crap!
And Shelly, too.
Why am I always it?
Raphael began counting. As the numbers echoed throughout the house, Shelly was at a loss for where to hide. She stood in the living room, desperately spinning around to figure out where the perfect hiding spot would be.
14, 15, 16, 17,
Oh,
18,
I can still hear you, Shelly.
19.
no! There!
At any time left, Shelly dove behind the sofa under the windowsill.
20. Ready or not, here I come.
Shelly was down on all fours, peeking underneath the sofa, which allowed her to see if anyone was passing by. She could hear Ralph's footsteps, but he hadn't yet thought of going into the living room.
Ed? Where did he go? Is he hiding nearby?
Shelly looked around until she noticed something underneath the piece of furniture in front of her.
Huh?
Oh no. Shelly cautiously crawled forward, knowing that she would still have a lot of cover from the sofa.
Who's this?
Looked like a trap door. Shelly tried to open it, but it was locked.
Wait. This looks...
There was a padlock that required a combination to open it. She reached out her hand when...
Shelly, wait!
What?
Found you.
Shelly looked up.
Damn it.
You could hide better than that.
Shelly turned around to see Edward standing behind her.
You gave me away.
I did not. I just wanted to see where you were.
No use in arguing it. He was probably just trying to warn her of Raphael's approach. But sometimes he could be too loud for his own good.
By the way, what were you looking at?
Oh, there seems to be a trapdoor under here.
A trapdoor?
Uh-oh. This is something
Whoa,
important.
cool.
Let's open it. Let's not. I remember bad
Not
things
cool.
happening here.
Yes, cool! Unfortunately, it's locked.
It is? I don't remember it being locked.
Wait, you remember this trapdoor?
Well, yeah. We found it on one of our adventures, remember?
I wonder why it's locked then.
We should try opening it.
Doors are locked for good reason, Ed. Just leave it alone.
That's no fun. Secrets are meant to be uncovered.
Yeah.
And besides, isn't that your padlock, Shell?
We locked it for some reason?
Mine?
Shelly pulled at the chain and looked closer at the padlock.
Oh, right! This was a lock for my bicycle! I remembered I made a puzzle for this combination.
Oh.
But where did I...
Shelly,
Shelly, don't do it.
The classical music tape!
A puzzle? In a tape?
I liked to hide puzzles when I was a kid. I remember hiding the combination to my bicycle's padlock in a tape recording featuring classical music.
We should find that tape. Then we can uncover the secrets of the trapdoor.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah!
I can't wait to go down there.
how could you want to go back there, Ed? I told you. Doors are locked for a reason. They should stay locked.
Are you the only one who remembers what's down there?
Raph,
It feels like you are.
I've been here too long. I have stuff I need to do.
Raph, wait!
Without another word, the front door shut and Raphael was gone.
What just happened?
Raph has always been a little paranoid. It's probably not as dangerous as he thinks.
Or else we both don't remember
Anyway,
being
we should really
traumatized down
find that
there.
tape. We can solve the puzzle together.
Yeah, let's solve it together. Provided the tape wasn't thrown out.
What could possibly go wrong? It was evening now. Darkness had enveloped the starless sky. Ed had left a couple of hours prior. He tried helping her find the missing tape, but to no avail. "You can keep searching without me." That's what he said before he left.
I'm starting to think this is hopeless. That tape is 10 years old, and we just moved back into this house. There's no way it could have survived. Mom?
Shelly saw her mom in the dining room holding a huge box of junk. "Oh, hi, sweetie. I was just doing a little spring cleaning."
What is all this stuff?
"Just what it looks like. Junk. None of it worth keeping." Oh, shoot. Mom accidentally dropped the box, its contents now strewn across the floor.
Here, I'll help you clean up.
Shelly dropped to her knees, gathering the various pieces of junk.
Huh?
There was a cassette tape among them.
This...
She turned it over to analyze the track list.
Mom, can I keep this?
Sure.
It's my tape. I've been looking all over through this.
Yeah, of course, honey. It's yours. If it's yours.
Mom!
You're welcome, sweetie. Shelly jumped out on the floor, taking off to her bedroom.
I found it. I really found it.
Shelly fell onto her back on her bed in a fit of laughter, hugging the cassette close to her chest.
Now Ed and I can solve this mystery. Okay, I think that's enough practice for today.
Shelly rose from her seat and stretched, thinking about the padlock and the puzzle she found in the cassette.
I wonder if the twins are coming today. But I doubt they will. After all, Dad doesn't have a meeting with their father today.
In fact, neither of her parents were home at the moment, so if their dad did drop by, he'd just be wasting his time anyway.
Huh? Who's that? Come in!
Shelly went to the door and opened it.
Howdy.
Yeehaw!
I trained you well, cowgirl.
But what brings you here from the wild, wild west? I mean, I thought your father isn't coming today.
Oh,
I just came to visit. And I have an inkling that you were expecting me. Or was I wrong?
Nope, you're spot on. Guess what? I found the old cassette.
Ooh, that's great news! Now we can solve the puzzle and open the padlock!
Yeah. Where's Raph, by the way?
Oh, that guy had some violin rehearsals or something.
Ah, I see.
Anyway, your piano skills have tremendously improved, Shell. I heard you playing earlier.
Tchaikovsky's Waltz Opus 40 number 2. I just love waltzes. They make me want to dance all day.
Then I hope you don't mind me waltzing into your house tonight.
Of course not. Waltz right in.
Alright, down to business. Sure enough, Edward didn't hesitate to enter the house. He even rolled around the carpet like a child. That's not how you waltz, Ed. Oh my god.
Ed, I don't mean to sound like Raph or anything, but sometimes I wonder if you're just a kid in the skin of a 20-year-old.
You're not wrong.
What do you mean?
Anyway, would you like some cookies? Something warm, perhaps?
Edward suddenly sat up, stopping his roll.
Nah, I'm good. I'm more interested in the puzzle.
Uh-huh. He crawled behind the sofa under the windowsill and tugged the padlock, chaining the trapdoor.
How about we solve this mystery first?
All right. Geez, you're so adventurous.
Shelly pulled out the tape recorder and handed it to Edward. But the latter simply stared at it and finally handed it back to the owner.
I think you should solve it. After all, it's your puzzle.
All right, then.
Shelly opened the cassette's cover and started solving the puzzle for the 4-digit combination. Whoa! Puzzle time. Doesn't seem to be the right combination. Oh, let me try it again. We have waltz, waltz, waltz. Nation, don't let me try it again. Oh!
Oh, why is this so hard?
It says there's 2 endings for whether or not you solve the puzzle.
Actually, I kinda already knew the combination.
What?
What? Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't want to ruin the fun. But it seems the puzzles ended up too tricky for you. So, sorry to have to intervene.
Nah, it's all right. Perhaps you were the missing piece all along.
Thanks.
They approached the piece of furniture hiding the trapdoor. Pulling out the chain, Shelly turned the combination lock according to the numbers Ed uttered. Click.
Okay, let's just get this thing out of the way.
Edward started pulling out the pieces of furniture that were covering the trapdoor.
There we go.
Ed swiped his hands together, placing them both on his hip in triumph, until he noticed Shelly's expression.
You okay, Shell?
I just wish Raph was here. It'd be so much more fun with the 3 of us.
Raph didn't even want us going down there. You know how he is. He'd ruin half the fun.
You're probably right.
Now, shall you do the honors?
Ruining the fun with his reason and reasonable caution. Shelly nodded. Oh my god. What is this? pulled the trapdoor open, instantly greeted by a musty draft. Oh my god.
Whoa.
The staircase looked as if it led down forever. Edward already got a head start going down.
Ed, what are you doing?
Exploring. What else? You're coming with me, right?
Well,
Shelly couldn't explain it, but there was something that felt really wrong about that staircase. And why did it feel as if she's been here before?
Shelly, please don't.
Shelly broke out of her thoughts.
what was that, Ed?
Huh? I was just about to say, don't be a scaredy cat and come down here.
I feel like that's the second sort of mental warning we've got from Ed's voice. It's warnings that don't quite match up with his current state of mind. Edward sighed, but his expression softened, climbing back up the steps.
You have me here. There's no need to be afraid. We'll go down together.
Something actually possessed him. He reached out his hand and took hers lightly.
You trust me, right?
Of course I trust you. You're my best friend.
You bet I am.
Now, hand in hand, the two started to descend into the trapdoor's darkness. But still, the uneasy feeling she had wouldn't go away. And Edward's hand, it felt strangely cold.
Shelly!
Raph?
Suddenly, the trapdoor shut closed.
No!
Shelly tried to run back up the stairs, but felt Edward's grip tighten.
It's no use. He locked us in.
Raph would never do that!
Oh, really? You've seen how he treated me. Raph isn't as nice as you remember him.
But isn't locking us behind some strange trapdoor a bit excessive? I know Raph. He would never do this, and you would never accuse him.
A loud banging sound echoed. It sounded like it was coming from the other side.
See, he's trying to get us out.
Is he really? I thought you said you trusted me. But you still chose him over me.
Ed?
Next thing she knew, she was rolling down the steps until she was on the ground. Oh boy. Her vision blurred momentarily. It was so dark down here, but there seemed to be an eerie glow of some sort. Dark and strangely red. As Shelly's vision came into focus, she saw Mr. Bunny. Only it was tattered with stuffing poking out of the seams which weren't torn before.
What's my stuffed rabbit doing down here?
It was me all along, Shelly. Shelly quickly covered her mouth and nose as a putrid stench assaulted her nostrils.
Where's that horrible smell coming from? Oh, it's disgusting!
She turned around, only to be horrified. A child's dead body lay there, bloodied and beginning to rot away. Oh no.
Why does it feel like I've seen this before?
Because you have, Shelly. Don't you remember?
That's me. Shelly quickly turned around to find Ed standing there. Mr. Bunny at his feet, flopped on its side.
Dead.
Shelly seethed.
I can see that, Ed. The boy's dead. But who murdered him?
His head tilted unnaturally.
Ed?
Oh boy. Oh no. Blood started to drip from the edges of his hair down his face.
He was always getting in the way.
Took a step closer, his foot stomping on Mr. Bunny.
He was always taking you away from me.
You're not.
And so I ended his life.
Mr. Bunny demands blood.
Shelly, get out of the way!
Ed?
Ooh. Goddamn. Goddamn. Shelly's eyes were welling up with tears as a slow, malicious laughter sounded through the air. She covered her ears, writhing in pain.
No! It can't be! It just can't! It's not possible! If that body is really his, there'd be nothing but bones left! You're lying! You're lying!
Lying? I'm very sorry. But as the culprit to your pesky friend's demise, I can confirm that body is indeed Edward. I kept the corpse intact, for your sake. But
He leaned in close to her ear.
let me show you what's really left of your precious little friend.
With a snap of his fingers, the body melted into an unrecognizable mess of rotting flesh.
I personally prefer to preserve a corpse just the way I left them.
Jesus. Shelly could hardly breathe. Heaving sharp breaths, her entire face was now wet with hot tears streaming down her cheek.
Shelly, why are you crying? Don't you understand?
He bent down and put his cold, sharp, nailed hand underneath her chin, forcing her to look up at him.
I did this for you.
Shelly!
Whoa! Jesus! Raphael writhed in pain, falling to his knees and wrapping his arms around his stomach after the malicious entity gut-punched him. The kitchen knife he was holding fell out of his grip, sliding across the room and out of reach. Shelly immediately crawled over to him, catching him in an embrace as he collapsed forward.
Shelly.
Shh. Don't talk. Save your energy.
Shelly, it would appear all my efforts were for naught. You still chose him.
What? That figured.
Every single time, it was him.
The evil spirit eyed the rotting glump of flesh before focusing his narrowed eyes at the injured Raph in Shelly's arms.
Honestly, I'm being too generous letting you die together. But sacrifices must be made to once again paint these walls in a beautiful crimson.
Just stop this right now!
I'm sorry, but I don't intend to stop. And I intend to savor this moment for as long as I desire.
No.
Shelly's voice was a barely audible whisper. Her throat felt so strained.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
Shelly. I'm so sorry.
That's why he never... She felt Raphael's embrace tighten, so warm, yet so full of fear and regret. Any wonder why they never showed up together? Why it was just Raph? And Ed always showed up seemingly out of nowhere? So warm, yet so full of fear and regret.
I kept this from you. Against my better judgment, I kept this from you. Because everyone was afraid to resurface your trauma.
Any wonder why he was afraid, why he was concerned if meeting her again was the right thing?
I knew something wasn't right when I saw it appear in your house.
Why he went pale at the very beginning?
The dead know nothing. He shouldn't be here.
Shelly felt teardrops fall upon her shoulder.
I really wanted to see him again. I don't believe ghosts are real, and yet I chose to ignore all the red flags because I missed him so much. And now we're gonna die. Because of me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No,
Shelly also tightened her embrace.
it's my fault. I shouldn't have been so stupid. You were only trying to protect me, and I chose to ignore you. And I ended up trusting a creature that isn't even Ed. I'm the one who should be sorry.
Ah!
How sweet!
Goddamn!
It makes me sick. The taste of your fear is invigorating. Too bad I can't savor it any longer.
Raphael whispered something in Shelly's ears.
Close your eyes. Just close your eyes. It'll all be over soon.
Shelly sharply inhaled, unable to stop her tears from falling. Both of them shut their eyes tightly, remaining embraced.
I remember when you used to hold me like that, you traitor! Well, now you can't escape. I'll always have you right here, splattered across the walls like a masterpiece!
Mr. Buddy's torture chamber.
Welcome to my crimson pool!
Goddamn.
Where are we?
Oh, there's more.
I don't know.
I feel so light.
Me too. It's like I'm walking on the moon.
You two weren't supposed to be here yet. You're here so early. Come on. Let's go home.
Oh, that's just sad. Oh, man. Oh, that was wild. I really enjoyed that. Not gonna lie. Really enjoyed that. Voice acting was really good. Oh, just... You definitely got the vibe that something was up with Ed. And it... just absolutely felt off. That, oh my god, these are actual... Oh wow. No, they're all actual classical pieces, but just looking at the performers, it's really cool. You definitely had the feel that something was off, Ed. But oh, that came together really well. Even if Mr. Bunny was a little hammy, but you know what? I don't care. That came together really, really well, and I enjoyed that. Talk a little bit more once we go through the other ending where we solve the puzzle, but yeah, let's solve that puzzle. So what do we know about Shelly? She loves waltzes, and the other song. So let's just go straight down. 2, 4, 7. And the other song that she was really into playing when she was young was The Air on G String by Bach. So I think if we go... Personally, I love Satie's Gymnopedia? I don't know how to pronounce it, but I love all of them. And there we go. Padlock let out a satisfying click before finally opening.
Whoa, you did it!
I did it!
Edward ruffled Shelly's hair.
Great job, Shelly. I knew you could do it.
Now come down into my murder chamber.
Yeah! Now let's go!
Raphael lowered his violin and stared at the snapped string.
Damn it, again? I thought I just replaced it last month.
Suddenly he had a sickening nausea rising in his stomach, followed by goosebumps crawling on his skin.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Raphael quickly packed his bag and bolted out of the room.
And there we go.
Whoa, was there always a shady tunnel under this house?
Edward took a few steps down the stairs, gawking about in awe. Shelly, on the other hand, felt an eerie sensation as cold air brushed her skin, causing shivers to run down her spine.
What's the matter with you? Aren't you coming?
Yeah, no.
I'm scared.
Edward started to laugh, but soon stopped when he noticed Shelly's genuinely frightened face. The expression softened, walking back up the steps.
You'll be fine. I'm right here.
Edward smiled, offering his hand.
You're right. I guess there's nothing to worry about when you're here.
Shelly smiled and reached out for his hand.
No, don't! It's a trap!
Shelly hesitated, pulling her hand away.
Shelly?
I can't. I think it's better if we go back, Ed. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Shell.
Shelly shut her eyes, suddenly feeling tremendously terrified. Hands gripped her shoulder.
I don't understand.
Huh?
Grip on her shoulders suddenly tightened to a point where his nails dug into her flesh.
Ow! What are you?
Stop being a sissy and get down here! Don't you wish to know what happened? Human?
Uh-oh.
Ed? What are you doing? Let go of me!
Oh, Shelly. You're a fool for trusting me.
Ed, I don't understand.
Do I really need to spell it out for you? Your little Edward is dead! I gobbled him up 10 years ago!
Shelly, get out of the way!
Mr. Bunny demands blood.
No, that is...
So the Mr. Bunny in her room is just not meticulously taken care of. It's just completely new.
That can't be.
And now I'll gobble you up too!
I'm not in the confines of my crimson pool yet, so
Shelly!
Raph?
you have room to escape.
Stay where you are. I'm coming to get you.
The other annoying twin is here.
Door suddenly closed by itself, following by the sound of a lock clicking.
What? The door just... Shelly!
You're coming with me!
Uh-oh. Edward grabbed Shelly and threw her deep into the tunnel. Oh shit.
Shelly! Shelly!
Raphael ran to the closed trapdoor, banging on it desperately.
Damn it, it's locked! What's the combination?
Continued banging on it, yelling with all its might, tears of anger and regret welling in his eyes.
Shelly! No. I can't. I can't lose you too!
Aha. Shelly was thrown to the cold floor, but when she tried to stand up, she found her hands brushing against something dry and scaly like crimson paint. It took her a few moments to realize that it was dried blood. It wasn't just the floor, the entire room, the walls, the ceiling, the stairs, painted with blood. But whose?
No, it can't be.
Shelly shook her head, refusing to think anymore. It was only then she noticed the awful, putrid odor. Her breath hitched when she saw something like a pile of rotten flesh lying on the corner of the room. That unidentifiable glomp she saw was undoubtedly a corpse, the corpse of a 10-year-old boy. Her stomach churned, acid building up in her esophagus. She felt like vomiting.
Ed?
Did you call me?
Sure. Not Ed.
Just realize that now, did ya?
Stranger Shelly called Ed reached out his arms out and clutched Shelly's neck. Uh-oh. Shelly instinctively shut her eyes as her nails dug into the boy's cold arm. No matter how hard she struggled, the grip on her neck wouldn't loosen. Instead, it tightened with every second. Shelly suddenly saw something slithering under Edward's skin. His flesh bubbled as if scalded, and his veins turned black like coal.
This is Ed. This thing was never him.
Rest assured, Shelly. I will. Once I rip your throat out!
Tears now started to flow freely from Shelly's eyes.
What's this? The poor human is crying. How awful. And how tragic it is that you forgot about your own friend's demise.
Sorry.
Remember when Raph was yelling about how some things would never be the same? No wonder he was still in shock. He knew Ed was dead. Eh? Little girl hugged her friend's arm.
Oh, it's you, Shelly.
Oh,
Go in this weather, you'll catch a cold.
Well,
Who's Ed?
oh,
Why are your eyes so swollen?
she's already repressed the memory? Young Raphael stared at the girl and pursed his lips, holding back tears.
Ed is gone, Shelly.
Gone? Where to? Oh, why didn't he invite me?
Oh, please.
I miss Ed. Hey, when will I get to see him again?
Shelly, Ed is...
Raphael suddenly felt a hand on his shoulder.
Dad.
Raphael shook his head. The young boy bit his lower lip.
Beth?
I don't think we can see him for a while.
Shelly looked down at her feet despondently.
Oh, is that so? But we'll meet again, guys. Then we can go on lots of adventures together. You, me, and Dad.
Of course. We'll meet again.
Did the people we rented this house to, did they get killed in fucking Mr. Bunny's murder chamber?
I can't wait.
That is absolutely a crackpot theory. I'm sorry for spouting off on. But
Of course. How can I be so stupid? Ed's dead. Ed is dead.
Damn it!
Ralph kicked the door one last time before he fell on his knees, totally exhausted.
Shelly. Ed. Damn it! Damn it! I was careless. How could I let this happen again? I knew you shouldn't be here. I knew you weren't supposed to exist. I just missed you so much. I thought, what if maybe that was really you, even as a ghost? But how could I be so stupid? Ah!
Come on, Ralph. Ralph banged the door one last time, starting to lose all hope. And suddenly he heard the clicks of the door's lock turning.
Huh? The lock. It's solving itself? It's as if someone is...
Ed here. Combination was solved and the lock opened.
I don't know what happened, but... Shelly!
Raphael quickly unlatched the trap door and scrambled inside.
Shelly!
Oh? How did you get down here?
Let go of her!
What if I say no?
Then I'll have to beat you myself.
Ralph lunged at the ghost, grappling him and bringing him down with him. The Ed lookalike was forced to drop Shelly to the floor, finally letting her breathe.
You sure are feisty for a human.
Get out of this place! You don't belong here!
Well, you humans are the stupid ones. I just have to shapeshift into something precious, and then BAM! You fell right into my trap! Can't you just accept the fact that your brother is dead?
To be fair, I know I've joked that this was Mr. Bunny's death trap, but we never actually got any confirmation that it is Mr. Bunny.
Shut up, you!
It's just... Shapeshifter. Oh, damn. Oh, shit. Time to die. Oh, Jesus! The monster had stabbed Raph's chest with his sharp blade-like fingernails. Blood was now pouring out dangerously from Raph's open wound.
How'd you like that? Soon, I'll have another corpse to add to my collection.
It happened in the blink of an eye. The monster's hand was sliced off from his arm and was sent flying to the other end of the hall. It bounced on the wall and fell to the floor with a sickening splat.
You... How did you...
Raphael was holding a kitchen knife, which was now streaked with black blood.
Don't expect I came here unarmed.
No! Just kidding.
Ah! Malicious spirit kicked the knife out of Raphael's grip, letting it skid across the blood-soaked floor.
You humans really think you can outsmart me, huh?
Monster wrenched Raphael's arm, twisting it, almost to the point of no return.
Now you can say goodbye to your precious violin hands.
Stop it!
Shelly charged and stood between the two of them, the kitchen knife clenched in her trembling hands. She pointed to the monster's direction, her eyes blazing with both fury and fear.
Get away from him!
But ignoring her, the Ed lookalike stepped closer.
I said get away!
Shelly swung the knife to the monster's direction, but her hands were shaking with trepidation and she missed her target.
Your fear gave you away. You're not gonna defeat me with that condition, Shelly!
Shelly shut her eyes, trying to steady her breathing. Her hands won't stop trembling. It was as if all the nerves in her body failed to listen to her. Her legs faltered and the pungent smell of decay gagged her nostrils, hardly letting her breathe. She wanted to drop the knife and give up.
Don't be scared, Shelly.
Oh, that voice. I must be hearing things.
Your fear gave you away. If you want to defeat him, you shouldn't be scared.
Shelly suddenly felt a light, almost unnoticeable touch brushing her quivering hands, followed by warm fingers intertwining with hers. She opened her eyes. Ah, yeah.
Ed? But how? Why are you really?
A wave of panic boiled from her stomach.
Calm down, Shelly. Take a deep breath and exhale.
Shelly did just that. The bony grip on her hand tightened.
Ed, I'm sorry.
There's no time for that now. Don't worry. I'm right here with you. So, you managed to attain a physical form. I'm impressed. But how long would it last? Long enough to defeat you. I'd like to see you try. Here he comes. Shelly!
Shelly took a deep breath and steeled her footing.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared of you!
Editor's note, she was in fact scared of him. As the monster lunged towards them, Shelly rammed the knife forward, piercing its chest.
Go back to where you came from.
Black, shadow-like blood poured out of the monster's core, even from the places where Shelly did not stab. Shelly watched as the ground shook and air convulsed.
This isn't over!
I don't think I mean, technically in the last math, he did say that Mr. Bunny killed Ed, because Shelly gave him up for the twins.
What's happening?
It's not safe here. Take Raph and get out!
Without wasting any time, Shelly hauled injured Raph and trudged up the staircase.
Shelly, was that Ed? Is that really him?
Raph,
I have to get to him.
Raph made a move to return, but Shelly stopped him.
Raph, there's no time. We have to go.
You're leaving him?
Shelly gazed at his glazed eyes. Tears were now streaming freely down his blood-streaked cheeks.
Raph, Ed's dead. And you know that. You know that more than anyone.
Yep, how the table turns. More than anyone, he probably wanted to see him again, though. I wonder if Raph was around when that happened.
You little wench! Must you keep interfering with everything I do? Even with the previous tenants, I failed to eat them because of you! Well, what can I say? I can't possibly die in peace when you're killing the two most precious people in my life. But I guess it's over for you now. Your game's ended, Mr. Bunny.
No more blood for Mr. Bunny.
So you knew. There was always something bothering me about Shelly's doll. Now I know you're the spirit that lives inside it. The reason why Shelly doesn't have friends isn't because she's shy, but because you took her all for yourself.
Damn.
I was lonely. She was the only one who saw me, who played with me. And then you guys came in and ruined my time with her. You should know your place. You're dead, and you have no right to interfere with humans' lives, no matter how lonely you are. Do svidanya, Mr. Bunny. No! No!
The basement ceiling started to collapse, quickly piling the room with rubble. As the room shook, a thick layer of debris covered the corpse of a 10-year-old child, and soon the body was no longer seen.
I don't have much time left. I guess I'll say my last goodbye before I leave for good.
Raph, open your eyes, please.
Shelly was busy applying pressure on his open wound, but he had lost too much blood. His face was deathly pale, so pale that Shelly could see blue veins pulsating under his skin. Oh, damn.
Please, I can't lose both of you.
Raphael struggled to open his eyes.
Shelly?
Raph! Oh, thank God.
Have you called an ambulance?
Where's Ed?
Shelly glanced at the trapdoor, which she had just closed, and briefly listened to the sound of the basement collapsing.
I don't...
I'm right here, brother.
You!
Shelly was about to kick him away, thinking that the monster had escaped, but her hand simply passed through the figure. Edward gave a small smile.
Don't worry, Shelly. It's me.
Shelly stared at him, wide-eyed and frozen. A little voice in her heart told her that it was really him. It wasn't the ghost. It was really the Ed they knew.
Ed! Ed!
Raphael stood up suddenly, stumbling to his twin. He moved to hug him, but could only embrace thin air and soon fell face flat on the ground. Shelly ran to him and helped him up.
My idiot brother. Always so caring to a fault.
Ed, I'm sorry about what happened 10 years ago. I can't believe I...
Hey, Shell! What's with your pajamas?
Huh?
Don't tell me you still have your terrible fashion sense.
Hey!
You stole that line from the ghost, didn't you?
Edward's lips suddenly curved into a forlorn smile.
I'm happy this nightmare ended with me. That way, no one else has to suffer what I and so many others did here. Raph, thank you for taking care of me and Shelly back then. We could have been so much more stupid without you. And I know, most of it was my fault. I'm a bad influence, you know? Don't feel bad that you couldn't save me. Just take care of Shelly. And don't forget to play her that piece if you haven't already, okay?
How'd you know about that?
We're twins, bro. You can't hide anything from me.
Peace? What peace?
Ralph looked away, flustered. Edward shifted his gaze to Shelly.
And Shelly.
He gently touched both of her hands. Though his fingers passed through, the warmth he emanated brought tears to her eyes.
Thank you for all the adventures.
He stepped back and showed one last smile to them.
I love you guys. Next time we see each other, we can have endless adventures together. So spend the blessing of your lives well.
Ed!
Ed!
Two watched as Edward's silhouette blended with the air around them. Then he was gone.
Ed. I'm sorry.
Raph!
Oh yeah, a hospital.
Damn it!
Ralph was
Raph, call an
unconscious,
ambulance!
his blood spilling across the floor.
Please stay with me, Raph.
Probably should have been the first thing you did, Shell. But alas.
This song.
It's called a piece, Raph. Songs have lyrics.
Meh. Songs, pieces, same difference. I really like it.
Wow, you do too? This is one of my favorite pieces. This arrangement stars the flute, but I think it'll sound nicer with the violin, don't you think?
Oh.
The violin?
Yeah, you know, that thing you bow.
Shelley stood up and stared at imitating a violin playing, mimicking its voice. Oh,
Dude, you look stupid. Are you imitating a violin or a housefly?
A violin!
Raphael slapped Edward's back.
Ed, that's rude. Blah, blah. Yes, Mom.
Mom. Shelley sat back on the floor, her cheeks completely red.
It's okay, Shelly. You can continue.
Well, now I'm not doing it.
Pouty face. Raphael placed his hand on her head, gently ruffling it.
Don't worry, Shelly. I'll learn the violin and play the violin arrangement for you.
Shelley's eyes brightened.
You will?
Yeah. I'll learn lots and be good enough to play the solo violin in an orchestra.
Shelley laughed in excitement. She was ecstatic just imagining it.
Then you'll come hear me play, won't you?
Of course I will.
Then it's a promise.
And there we have it.
That's right. I made a promise, didn't I? How could I forget?
I mean, you did it. You made it. Now all we have to do is play it. Mom, Dad, sorry about the blood all over the floor. The sun shone bright, its warm rays casting golden light on the house. A sparse set of clouds slowly and gently floated across the sky. Shelly sat on the steps of her porch. Both her parents were out, just like that day. The day Raphael got hurt. He was in the hospital for some time. It was a miracle he was even alive at all.
We escaped death so narrowly.
What's with the long face?
Huh?
Shelly looked up.
Raph? What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be resting?
You act like I only got discharged yesterday.
I know, but... well, I just care.
Yeah, I know.
Since you're here,
Shelly stood up.
would you like to come inside? I made some cookies.
Thanks, but not right now. Instead, I would like to give you something. Now, close your eyes.
Huh? Why?
I've been meaning to give you this for some time, but... anyway, just close your eyes.
Better not be a spider you found in the yard or something.
I'm not Ed.
Shelly closed her eyes, and covering them with both her hands for good measure. Raphael took a deep breath, pulling his violin from behind his back. He wasn't allowed to play for months after his injuries. He was out of practice. Even so,
This is...
she immediately recognized the tune. Her eyes shot open, and she peeked through a crack between her fingers to see Raphael playing. Music his violin produced sounded drastically different from before. Pain and sorrow that used to be entangled with his usual style was absent. He sounded so much more at peace now. It was beautiful. Tears started to well in her eyes.
Huh? What is this? Why am I...
Raphael stopped playing and gazed at Shelly in concern.
Shelly? Are you alright?
I'm fine, Raph. It's just that... I can't believe Ed is actually dead. And you've been hiding his death from me for 10 years. I never even noticed.
Raphael put his hand on Shelly's shoulder.
I'm sorry. Our parents told us to keep a secret from you, to avoid resurfacing your trauma.
Yeah.
Shelly wiped her tears away and slapped her cheeks in an attempt to lift her spirits.
Anyway, Raph, I'm really sorry that I forgot all about that promise we made.
Don't worry about it. It was 10 years ago.
But you picked up the violin and mastered it because of...
Don't give yourself too much credit. You and your music tapes have inspired me to take up the violin, but it doesn't mean I became a violinist just for you.
Well, I'd prefer if you did.
Yet you forgot.
Huh.
Raphael breathed a long sigh and sat on the porch beside Shelly.
We all have to move on, huh?
Huh?
I always thought it was strange, meeting Ed's ghost in your house. I knew it couldn't be real. It can't be him. But deep inside, I thought, what if it was really him, even as a ghost? I miss him terribly, Shelly. I really do. 10 years ago, if only I was smart enough to call our parents, or I'd been quicker to react, then perhaps Ed would be standing here with us right now.
Raph, don't say that. Maybe we did make some mistakes in the past, but we have to keep on living. We can't keep on regretting things that happen. If Ed was here, he'd say something like, y'all should live your life to its best. Don't let my sacrifice go in vain.
Yeah.
Or something of that sort.
That is indeed something he would say.
Raphael lifted his chin to the sky, gazing at the white clouds slowly moving along the stratosphere.
That really is something he would say.
And that's it. Whew. I really enjoyed this game. Not gonna lie. It's just... really... There's that, let's say, really simple story, but at the core, it's a really simple story. It's just... Yeah, a girl and her two best friends meet again in the present. And there's a lot of connecting the dots involved. It's just... reuniting, accepting, moving on, letting go, growing from it. It's just, I think that twist really gets me. It's one of those things that you knew something was up with Ed, but you didn't know what until we started getting closer to the trapdoor. The ominous trapdoor. I feel like what I was going to say after the bad ending is that I know there's some talk of this being expanded. If there's anything I'd suggest to expand it, it'd be more flashbacks. Seeing, like, a lot of the questions I might have had with Mr. Rabbit were answered at the end of the good ending, but just I wish there was more of that to really bridge the gap between Mr. Bunny at the start of the game and Mr. Bunny is actually a shape-shifting malevolent entity out to kill people. I wish there was more of that, because that's a really good connection, and it works, and I made for a really good twist with Ed. But I wish there's a bit more to connect the dots of the past to now. Other than that, I really enjoyed this. God damn. It's... I think that's really all I can say for it. It's just... voice acting was really good. The story was really good. Even if we had extra hammy Mr. Rabbit having his true motives be jealousy and loneliness, and say that's the only thing I'd offer to expand and really develop further. It's just that connection, and yeah, that's the biggest suggestion I can have. Just a bit more, like, I suppose I'd almost have to go back and reflect on that scene with the new Mr. Bunny. I think, pretty sure that was the implication we had. Was that this new Mr. Bunny wasn't perfectly maintained, it was just completely replaced. Old Mr. Bunny was left behind in the basement. You could ask the logistical question of why did they never remove Ed's body from the basement, and that's a fair question. How do they explain what happened to Ed down there? That's also a fair logistical question. But fair enough. Other than that, for what it is, I really enjoyed it. And I hope you did too. Wow, it's been an hour 40 minutes. Wow. I lost track of time there. Until next time. Till then, thanks for watching.